Hello, fellow English student. Are you ready for an intense animation?
Well, I might be an animation major, but I don't really have that much time left on my hands, and like you, I'm struggling to meet the end of the semester. I'm tired of drinking coffee left and right, but that doesn't mean we're not gonna have fun. Maggie, a Girl of the Streets by Stephen Crane. Okay, so a bit of context before we begin. In the 19th century, women suffered economical struggles as they were given less financial opportunities as men. The only options in these times were to rely on a man or a husband for wealth or prostitution. And especially in these times, prostitution was considered a big no-no. Okay, cool. Now that we got that out of the way, let's begin. At the very beginning, there's a boy named Jimmy. Jimmy and the local boys are ruffians who live in a poverty-stricken Manhattan. The local boys get into fights with one another. It's kind of like Fight Club, but, you know, they talk about it. Jimmy's father comes, and instead of being a total rad dad, he also beats up Jimmy and takes him home. At his home, Jimmy has a sister named Maggie, a baby brother named Tommy, and then we are introduced to his mother, Mary, who, like his father, is a mean, toxic alcoholic. They're all Irish descendants, and they have very thick accents. If you want to imagine them with leprechaun hats on them, you totally can. It's your imagination. Fast forward into chapter 4, and spoiler alert, Tommy is dead. That's literally like the first few words on the page. I'm not even, moving on. Jimmy has grown up to be a miserable alcoholic like his father. Mary is still cranky and belligerent. The story from this point onward focuses mainly on Maggie, who, surprisingly, is still super sweet. Jimmy's friend Pete visits, and he brags about being a cool dude like an 80s cliche bad boy boyfriend. Pete is much like Jimmy, except he has money. Maggie starts falling for Pete with innocent and pure intentions, but one thing she overlooked. Pete is a total ass. So there's a bit of an irony when Pete meets Maggie, as his first lines when seeing her is, "Oh, what the hell?" Nailed it. The phrase going to hell is seen quite a lot in the story, and is the idea for women in these times that going to hell was selling their body for sex, as the idea of prostitution was highly frowned upon as a society. Anyway, Pete and Maggie start going on dates and stuff. Maggie starts getting the taste for the high life and realizes that her home and her dresses are ugly. Aside from Maggie, Jimmy and his mother get into a fist fight due to his mother being a crazy drunk. Amidst the chaos, Pete comes to pick up Maggie, and upon her mother calls her the devil, under the assumption that Maggie is a prostitute and bans her from her home. Jimmy attempts to kill Pete for ruining his sister, which is a little hypocritical since he himself has 2 illegitimate children with 2 different women. However, this plan does not work in Jimmy's favor. So abandoned from her home, Pete takes Maggie in, and they both marry and live happily ever after. The end. Nah, I'm just kidding, everything sucks. Pete takes Maggie to a few clubs, which involve women being sexualized by men, which make her feel uncomfortable. Pete then takes a lady, friend, out and leaves Maggie by herself. Over 30 minutes pass, and Maggie goes home with the heartbreak that Pete does not, in fact, love her. Upon returning home, Maggie is confronted by her mother, her brother, and all of her neighbors who are all publicly slut-shaming her and make her a total pariah, despite the fact that Maggie herself is not actually a prostitute, calling her soulless and the devil, leaving her to tears and to live on the streets. Many months pass, and a scene depicts a prostitute living on the streets. It is vague, however heavily implied that the woman in fact is Maggie. Pete gets his comeuppance as he's drunk one night with his lady friends, and upon passing out, his lady friends take his money, which is good. What's not so good is Jimmy comes home to share the news that Maggie is found dead. Her death is never explained, but this is the only scene where her mother actually shows human emotions and forgives Maggie for her sinful ways. And you thought this was going to be a happy ending. So that was a quick summary of Maggie, the Girl of the Streets. I hope you found some kind of enjoyment out of this. So I don't think I really have much left to say. I just hope I get that A in that creative project. This has been fun. And to everybody out there, I hope you guys don't die during finals week. All right. Have a great day.